Have you got the time?
Welcome back to another edition of Watch of the Week. This week we're going to feature the Glycine Combat Sub PVD version Vintage, they call it, reference GL0290. So Glycine, founded in 1914 by Eugene Meilhan, the production of Glycine watches in Biel, Switzerland has enabled Glycine to offer fine timepieces in Swiss craftsmanship at reasonable prices. Initially, the company specialized in miniature movements made with gold, gems, and platinum cases, mostly geared towards women. And the brand quickly embraced the gentleman's watches, becoming a favorite among British and American jet setters. As the Glycine catalog and reputation grew, so did the horological inventions by Meilhan, most notably the EMSA module. Patented in 1931, the EMSA module transformed the normal hand-wound watch into an automatic charge. This engineering meant that the time could just be set, and the EMSA advancement became the standard. Glycine started using the new crown logo that's familiar today from 1965 onwards. So by 1967, most Glycine watches were marked with the new crown logo. In 1967, it was the year when the company made efforts to honor the people of the land, similar to how the Airman watch saluted the pilots of the skies. Glycine launched a new collection. It was manufactured and promoted for the military and sports called the Combat Series. The collection uses the same seconds hacking mechanism with a pin on the 12 o'clock position, and it is the second oldest collection line of the Glycine after the Airman. Using an EPSA compressor case, the Combat Series began a new era for Glycine. The Sub Combat was actually introduced during the new wave of designs that Glycine had starting in the 1990s. The first model was a 37mm option, but of course they have expanded since then to include the 42mm we know today. There are literally dozens and dozens of variations of this classic Glycine model to choose from, but today we focus on the 42mm black PVD coated version. So it has a black PVD stainless steel case and bracelet, unidirectional rotating black PVD bezel with a black aluminum ring. This is very much the kind of bezel you'd expect to see on this style of diver. Glycine has provided a very grippy bezel, but they seem to have saved a little on the inners with only 60 clicks on the rotation instead of the 120 like some other more expensive Swiss counterparts. The markers are standard with numbers at every 10 minutes, 5-minute markers between them, except for 0 to 15, where there are the more important minute markers in case you're diving and might be running out of air. So let's get into the specs. So it has a black dial with lume gold tone hands and index hour markers. Arabic numerals mark at 3, 6, and 9 positions, minute markers around the outer rim, date display at the 4 o'clock position. It's powered by the Glycine caliber GL224 automatic movement, containing 25 joules and clocking in at 28,800 vibrations per hour. Has a power reserve of approximately 38 hours. Has a sapphire crystal, a screw-down crown, solid case back, case size of 42mm, a thickness of 10.6mm. The bracelet has a band width of 22mm, features a fold-over clasp with a safety release, and the watch is water resistant to 200 meters or 660 feet. So average market price for these are around $300. You can find them anywhere from $400 to $275, $280, depending on the condition and of course if it's a full set or not. So overall, are these a solid investment? Are these a solid piece? Yeah, they're a Swiss watch. They're coming from a reputable company with a long history. Are they going to be of the same quality as an Omega, a Rolex, a Breitling? No, don't expect it. Expect a solid watch that will give you years of durable use. The bracelet might be a little more jangly than other Swiss watches. The overall quality might not quite be up to par as, like I said, the higher end brands. But for the money, definitely a solid piece. Definitely worth a look. The black PVD Really, it's just a unique piece. It really pops. It really sets it off. The vintage kind of style dial with the darker like loom on there is really nice looking. The whole thing matches up pretty nice. So it's definitely worth a shot, especially if you're just getting into watches. If you're just getting into the Swiss game, absolutely worth a second look. Go ahead, take a look at this. Thank you so much for joining us again. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.